What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with one more acid-trance reaction in this session, and it's another one from VCF. Though this tune is more in what I typically think of when I think of the original run of VCF, which is hard, driving, wicked acid trance. So this one is not so melodic as the other three I reacted to in this batch. It is aggressive, it is energetic, and it is thoroughly wicked. There are two mixes of it, and I don't know if these mixes have a specific meaning other than just being amusing names, which is to say we're going to listen to the Arkansas Roland mix. And I should add that neither mix is the original mix or something like that. One is, as I said, the Arkansas Roland mix, and the other one, what is it called? It's the Quicksand mix. So I'm assuming these are just names that were given. Does it say? Yeah, it says they were engineered by the Geezer, which does not surprise me. It's very much the style of hard acid trance that he was often involved in, mostly on either voltage-controlled frequencies or Choci's tunes, and indeed, Choci and the Geezer, one of my favorite duos making hard acid trance back then. This is made in conjunction with Paola, which, again, knowing what I now know, I wonder, was he kind of, just providing ideas, but was not as involved in the actual production as Geezer and or Choci. And Tickle, a name that is on VCF in multiple places, and usually in conjunction with Choci, but I don't know anything about Tickle. So the Geezer needs no introduction. For people following my channel, you will know I'm a huge fan of his acid techno, of course, his acid dub as Jaw Scoop, and his hard acid trance from the 90s in particular, and often, again, in conjunction with Choci. Paola, again, Paola Hamilton Rao is the name listed on Discogs, though I now wonder, as I said, whether a lot of his tunes were actually programmed and produced by Choci. But Tickle, as I said, it's a name that's on VCF on multiple releases, but I don't know anything about this person. And yes, we're going to listen to the Arkansas Roland mix. Roland, of course, is the name of the corporation that made the 303 and the 909 and a lot of other hardware that's prominent in acid trance and acid techno circles, but I don't know if that's the nature of the word Roland here. And Arkansas, it's a state in the US, but I wonder if it might be like a specific 303 that was modified, so this is the Arkansas Roland mix, but it could just be a name. Either way, if Choci or anyone else involved sees this, of course they can comment. There is a third tune on here called Mayhem 99, but it's literally just the acid work from Sulphuric Moose, which, let's be honest, that's a great track name and a perplexing one at the same time. But yeah, Mayhem 99 is just the acid work extracted from the rest of the track. There's no kick drum, there's no hi-hat. It's like this dark, wicked acid maelstrom of an ambient tune, and I used it in my, I think it was the Acid C mix, which was an ambient mix, but specifically acid ambient type tunes. In any case, let's give it a listen. As I said, this one is much more driving and wicked than the other ones we've heard in this batch. This is Choci, the Geezer, Paola, and Tickle with Sulphuric Moose, specifically the Arkansas Roland mix, and it's from voltage-controlled frequencies in 1999. Brace yourself. that was a Sulphuric Moose right there. Another tune you can end a mix with and also transition into another track in the middle of a mix. And with all due respect to Prince, I think that's the true meaning of Party Like It's 1999, which is to say, among my friends and the parties I was going to, that was the essence of hard acid trance back in the day, and I think it stands up more than 25 years later. It is a wicked driving tune. It is very much mayhem. 99, indeed, at some point I'll come back and react to that, because even though it's the identical acid work you just heard, it does sound different when extracted from the rest of the sonics. And yeah, it is layered. I love the different layers of acid work. I love that double accent, that wow wow at the end of the acid lines, which goes through a couple like pitch idioms along the way. I enjoy that like vocal, sort of like drawn out vocal synth, which again, maybe that's the Sulphuric Moose. And the Quicksand mix is also good, but I think I've used this, the Arkansas Roland mix, more sets over the years than I have the Quicksand mix. In any case, as I said, there's some variety on VCF, but if I were to put forward one tune that really captures the having it acid trance attitude and style of the VCF label, this is one that I think could serve as a exemplar of the larger label. So shout out to Geezer for the production and the engineering, shout out to Choci for the production and the label, shout out to Paola and Tickle to whatever degree they contributed to the tune. Shout out to all folks who like acid-trance from back in the day, both then and now. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.